Hello friends and welcome to Miss Debbie's Storybook STEM class, where we always find a little bit of science in every book we read. Well, today we are going to be talking about baby animals, cute little baby animals, and we are going to be learning about how they stay safe, how their moms take care of them to make sure that they are safe. Just like your mom takes care of you or whoever you live with. They take care of you to make sure that you are safe. Well, before we get started into our lesson, let's sing our hello song. Sound good? Here goes. It's time to wave our hands and say hello. Hello! It's time to wave our hands and say hello. Hello! I'm so glad that you are here. Are you ready to have some fun? Let's smile and wave our hands and say hello. Hello again, friends, and let's get started on our lesson today about baby animals and how they stay safe. Now, Miss Debbie has a couple questions for you. How do you stay safe? Beaver animals, beaver babies, they live in a lodge built by their parents out of logs and branches. The underwater entrance protects them from their enemies. What do you live in, and how does it keep you safe? We all know the answer to that. We all live in a house, and it keeps us safe. Now, the next question is, a baby chimpanzee, it rides on his mother's back to get from one place to another. And the mother has the baby chimpanzee on his back so he can stay near and not run away. How do you stay near your parents when you go places with them? Hold their hand? Yeah, I always had my kids hold my hand when we were places that they might get lost. So you could hold your hand, and hold your mother's hand or your father's hand or whomever you're with to make sure that you are safe. How about this one? A baby, a possum, rides in its mother's pouch for the first 10 weeks of life, just like a kangaroo. They have a little pouch in the front of their belly that holds their baby. Now, when you travel in the car, how do you stay safe? That's right, you have a car seat in your car to make sure you stay safe. So see, mother animals all take care of their babies in different ways. Now, the last one is mountain goats. Mountain goats make a funny snorting sound, like that, to warn their young that danger is near. Now, how do your parents warn you about a dangerous situation? Can you think of any ideas? Yes, I know one too. What about if you're going in the street or you're playing near the street and a car is coming? Do they yell to you and say, "Get away from the street, I don't want you to get hit"? Yes, so your parents don't snort, but they make a loud sound to alert you that danger is near. So, let's get ready to read our book about how animal babies stay safe. And this book is written by Mary Ann Fraser. How Animal Babies Stay Safe. Let's go. How Animal Babies Stay Safe, written by Mary Ann Fraser. Aren't they cute little tiger cubs? Mom is taking care of them. Many babies can't take care of themselves. They need an adult to help them stay safe. See, mommy's holding the baby. She's all wrapped up and warm. And the mother cat is taking care of her kittens. It looks like she's feeding them. Animal parents care for their babies just as your parents care for you. They feed, clean, carry, and protect their young until the babies are old enough to do it for themselves. Some animal babies need their parents for a few weeks. Some need them for a few years. Human babies need their parents the longest of all. There are babies who don't need their parents. Imagine that. When turtles, snails, and saltwater crabs hatch, they already know how to find food and escape from their enemies. That's amazing. This kind of knowledge is called instinct. Can you say instinct? Instinct. Good job. Other types of animals are helpless when they are born. They cannot keep themselves warm or get their own food. Newborn puppies cannot see or walk. Look at how cute they are. Baby mice are born with no fur, and their eyes and ears are closed. Eagle chicks cannot fly until they have full-grown feathers. Some animal parents build homes to keep their young safe and warm. A nest is such a home. Birds, rats, and rabbits and squirrels all build nests. Wolves and bears raise their families in dens. Can you see the bear with the bear cubs hiding in the den? Chipmunks tunnel into the earth to make burrows. There's the burrow. Each burrow has a special room or nursery for the young. Look at that. All the different trails that they made. Animal parents have many ways to move their young safely from place to place. A leopard cub cannot run very fast, so its mother lifts it up by the loose skin on its neck and carries it in her mouth. Right back here, there's some loose skin. Cats and dogs do that too. See the little leopard cub in his mother's mouth? Some babies, like scorpions or anteaters, ride piggyback. Look at that, that looks like fun. They get to ride on their parents' back. Young shrews make a train behind their mother when they travel. They hold on to one another so none of them get lost. That's pretty cool, a little shrew train. There are animals like kangaroos that carry their babies in their pouches. Inside the warm, cozy pocket, the baby kangaroo or joey can drink milk and stay safe from danger. That looks like fun. A mother alligator, sometimes carries her hatchlings in her mouth. I would not want to hang out in an alligator's mouth, would you? No. But those babies do. It keeps them safe because no animal would think of going there to snatch one of her young. Look at that. Sometimes animal parents must leave their babies behind. These babies often have fur or feathers that blend in with their surroundings. It's harder for their enemies to find them. See, the colors match in with the surroundings? This is called camouflage. Can you say camouflage? Camouflage, very good. A fawn or baby deer has spots. Its mother leaves the fawn in a clump of plants where the spots help to hide it. Each kind of animal has a way to alert its young when danger is near. Monkeys bark or howl. Ants, bees, and termites make a smell. And fish use motion. Quick fin movements mean warning. Look at those baby fish. They're so small. When escape is not possible, animal parents will risk their own lives to protect their children. Hoofed animals like zebras fight off attackers by kicking and trampling. Look at that, he's going to use his good kick to protect her baby. Tigers, wolves, and bears defend their babies with claws and teeth. Very scary. But fighting is risky. Many animals try to trick their enemies instead. A mother raccoon dashes in front of a bobcat to get its attention, and then she scrambles up another tree. The bobcat then chases after the mother and does not find the babies. That's a very clever raccoon. Animals that live in groups work together to keep their young safe. Elephants keep their children in the middle of the herd. In this way, all the adults can keep the enemies away. See the little baby elephants hiding inside all of the big elephants? If all the grown-up animals leave to find food, The young must protect one another. Baby penguins will huddle together to form a crochet. By staying together, they are less likely to get cold, lost, or eaten. Oh, those are some pretty smart babies. All kinds of animal babies eventually grow up and must make their way in the world. When parents protect and care for their young, their children have a better chance of growing up to have their own children. This is nature's way of helping each kind of animal to survive. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed that book about how mother animals help to keep their baby animals safe. Let's get started now on a fun activity. We are going to make a home for one of our baby animals to help keep it safe. Let's go. Okay, now it's time to make our craft. We've learned so much about all the different animal moms and how they keep their babies safe. And one of the ways we learned was that they build their babies a home to keep them safe and warm. So, the animal mom that I'm going to choose to make a craft for is the bird. The bird makes a nest to keep its babies safe from predators and warm and protected. So we are going to make our craft using a paper bag. We're going to make a paper bag bird's nest. You can use any size paper bag you'd like. Miss Debbie has a lunchbox size here. The bigger the bag, the bigger the nest, so it doesn't matter what size you use. The other thing we're going to need is a glue stick or glue, some scissors, some googly eyes. If you don't have googly eyes, you can simply cut out circle pieces of construction paper or white paper. Miss Debbie has cut out some orange triangle-shaped beaks. I'm going to make 2 birds, so I'm going to need 2 beaks. Some feathers. If you don't have feathers, you can use some tissue paper or some construction paper. And the last thing we're going to need is some tissue paper to make our birds. For each bird that you make, you're going to need 2 sheets of tissue paper. You don't have to make them the same color. You can make 2 different color birds. That's what we are going to do today. So the first thing you are going to need to do is to open up your paper bag. And then what you're going to do is you're going to roll over, pulling it towards you. It's going to rip, but don't worry, that's not a problem. And you are going to roll it over with one hand and squeeze it with the other. Now don't worry if this rips or if it seems difficult to do. Miss Debbie has practiced this a couple times, so I might make it look easier than it is. But it's okay if it rips. It's okay if it's not even. This is a bird's nest. Have you ever seen a bird's nest? They are not even and they are not really pretty, but they do the job in keeping their birds safe. So I fold it over once. Now I'm going to fold it over again, the same thing. Roll it over towards you, squeeze it with one hand, roll it over with the other and squeeze it. Roll it over and squeeze it. Just like so. Miss Debbie's giving it a good squeeze. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's definitely messy, and that's what I like about this craft. So now we're going to roll it over again. Roll it over, squeeze. Roll it over and squeeze. Roll it over and squeeze. And we're going to do that again. Roll it over, squeeze. Roll it over and squeeze. And give it a good squeeze. Okay, so now when you get to the point where you have about 2 inches left from the fold to the bottom, that's going to be your last roll over. And you're going to roll it all the way to the bottom. Roll it all the way to the bottom like that. So that's what the bottom of your nest is going to look like. And then you're just going to shape it with your hands to make a bird's nest. Pretty cute, isn't it? Now you can keep it as is. Miss Davy's going to keep hers as is. But if you have a brown marker or brown crayons and you want to make some lines around it like little twigs, you could do that. Or if you want to go outside and get some baby twigs, you could stick that in the bottom of your bird's nest as well. That's our bird's nest. It's going to keep our baby birds safe and warm. Now, how do you think this bird nest keeps the birds safe? What does it protect them from? That's right. It can protect them from predators that try to eat the baby birds while the mom is gone. So they can hide in here. If it's high enough, they hide in here. So they can't really see the babies. Now it also keeps them warm. It's someplace for them to rest. They can't just sit on a branch of a tree, they might fall out. So this protects them from falling. It keeps them warm, they can huddle together. And when the bird's nest is in the tree, the leaves above will protect them from getting wet and keep them warm. So that is our bird's nest. Now it's time to make our bird. And Miss Debbie is going to be silly and make a purple bird and a pink bird. Because I like to do that kind of stuff. I like to do stuff that's different. So I'm going to need 2 sheets of purple and 2 sheets of pink. Here we go. So I have, this is not cut in half. I'm going to fold that over. But the 2 sheets that I'm going to need are about this wide. So I'm going to cut this one in half. So 2 purple, 2 pink. And Miss Debbie just lost her glue stick. Okay. So what we are going to do, I'm going to make my purple bird first, and I'm just going to take the tissue paper in my hands, and I am going to grab it from the middle and roll it in a ball. It's as simple as that. Roll it into a ball, and there are going to be pieces that are not going to stick together. So you're going to squeeze it a little bit tighter and try to get it to conform into a little ball, like that, okay? If there are pieces that don't stick together really well, you could put a little glue on the tissue, just like that, and then stick it down. Put a little glue on, stick it down, squeeze it. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's one. There's my purple baby bird body. And now I'm gonna roll my pink. Just like so. Give it a good squeeze. Use all your strength. Squeeze that together. And then you can use your hands and your fingers to mold it the way that you would like. Okay? All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on this one too because it's not sticking as well. Squeeze that together with some glue. There we go. We're good to go. Okay, now I have some beaks that I've cut out of orange paper. And I shaped them the shape of triangles. I'm gonna put a little glue on that, and I'm gonna put the flat side on the top. The pointy side is going to point down towards the bird's body. Same with this one, flat side here. And now I'm gonna add my googly eyes. If you don't have googly eyes, you can just cut little circles out of paper and glue them on. There's one eye. Hello, baby bird. And there's 2 eyes. Perfect. There's 1. And now I'm going to add on some eyes right above this beak. And another. Ta-da! 2 little cute baby birds. Now what we can do is add on some feathers. And Miss Debbie's going to cut this feather a little bit. It's a little too long. And I found that the most helpful way to attach the feather is to add some glue to the back of the tissue paper ball. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue here. Rather than putting the glue on the feather, because then you're going to have feather all over your glue stick. And it's really messy. So I'm going to add a little pink feather to the back of this bird. There's 1 pink feather. I'm going to put you in your bird's nest to stay safe. There you go. And I'm going to put green on this one. Like I said before, if you don't have feathers, you could make some tissue paper feathers. I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to put a little glue in the back here. And then stick on my feather. And there are my 2 baby birds nestled nice and warm and safe in their nest. Now the other way that you could add some feathers on is to just cut a little piece of tissue paper. A little square or rectangle shape. And you can just make some cuts like this. Don't cut all the way down. And then you can add some glue onto the tissue paper and stick it to the back of your tissue paper bird, just like that. And you can also use construction paper to do that too. You don't need to use tissue paper. Okay, so that is our fun baby bird craft. Miss Debbie is going to send home a printable for you, and this is a baby animal graphing chart. And this is going to help you with some of your math and counting skills. So what you're going to do is cut out the template here. Then you're going to fold on the dotted lines. And then you're going to tape or glue the folds and make an animal die. Then what you're going to do is roll the die and see the animal that's on top when it lands flatly on the table. And then you're going to look for that animal down here at the bottom of your graph. I have a frog. So I'm going to make a line for a frog. Miss Debbie has already started playing this. And then I'm going to roll it again. And I got a snail with a baby snail on her back. So I'm going to make a little X, or you can color in your box, whatever you'd like to do. A mama elephant and her baby. So I'm going to make a line here, a little X here for that. Now you can play this alone and see which animal reaches 10 first, or you can make a copy of this and you could play against someone else and see whose animal comes in first. So I hope you have fun with that. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. I hope you had a lot of fun reading about baby animals and how they stay safe. And while you're out and about, maybe taking a walk or on a car ride, see if you can notice any baby animals and their mothers. So let's get ready to sing our goodbye song before we go. Here goes. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye. We've had lots of fun, my friends, and we'll do it all again. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye, friends, and until I see you again next week, stay happy and healthy. Bye.